Bonjour les élèves. These notes are about the verb venir in the passé récent. Okay, first of all, venir is considered to be an irregular verb, which means there's not a stem and there aren't any endings that are the same in all of the other verbs. So venir, kind of like avoir and aller that we just learned, and être, has a different form that we have to remember for each of the subject pronouns. Now, first of all, let's take a look at what the verb venir means. Venir means to come. And we can go ahead and write down the forms of the verb venir. So to say I come, or I am coming, je viens. To say you come, or you are coming, tu viens. So the je form and the tu form are exactly the same. He's coming, she's coming, one is coming, il vient. So the je form, the tu form, and the il form sound exactly the same, just the il form is spelled differently. The nous form is nous venons. Il and elle pluriel, or the vous form, I'm sorry, is vous venez. And the il and elle plural is ils viennent. With two N's in the middle and then the ENT. And actually, if you look at the verb venir, it's actually considered to be a Snoopy verb because the je form, the tu form, the il and elle singular, and the il and elle plural forms are all spelled similarly, and the nous and the vous form look more like the infinitive. So if you wanted to draw a Snoopy around those forms of the verb venir, you could, if that would help you to remember it. So we have to remember the forms of the verb venir and the fact that it is an irregular verb. Okay, also a couple things that I wanted to mention about the verb venir. You're going to use the verb venir to tell where people are coming from. So if you want to say, I'm coming from the internet cafe, je viens. And then remember, de is how you would say from. But I want to take this time to remind you that de and le cannot be next to each other. So if we were going to say I'm coming from the cyber cafe, if you remember, de and le combine to become du. So we'll actually be using those forms of the ways of saying of the quite often with this verb venir, and I just want to remind you that du is what you use with masculine nouns like cybercafé. De and la is what you use with feminine nouns. De and L apostrophe you'll use with places that start with a vowel. And then de is what you use if you're like coming from more than one place, and so that's used with plural places. So we'll use venir to tell where people are coming from. And then also, this is where the passé récent comes from in the title of our notes. When you use the verb venir with the word de and an infinitive, you use that expression to tell what someone has just done or that something has just occurred. So if I want to say I just went bike riding, I would use the je form of the verb venir, so the conjugated form of the verb venir, the word de, and then the infinitive of the expression faire du vélo. Or if I want to say that we just ate, then I would use the nous form, nous venons, conjugate the verb venir, then the word de, and the infinitive of whatever action just occurred. Okay, so that's it for the verb venir. Pretty simple. We just have to memorize those irregular forms. And we have a new way of talking about things that have just occurred. That about does it for the verb venir. Au revoir les élèves.